India's Directorate General of Shipping, DGS, published a draft circular outlining steps it plans to take against a group of 86 vessels, which it says have recurrent reports of seafarer abuse, problems with working conditions, have been detained by port authorities or are operating without proper paperwork. The move comes as the industry has been pushing for increased action after the International Transport Workers Federation warned that abandonments are running at a record high level. The draft circular, which is dated September 5th, highlights that the DGS has received repeated complaints and reports of abandonment, detention or arrest of Indian seafarers on certain vessels. A majority of the vessels, it also asserts, are operating without minimum mandatory documents including valid P&I insurance. They also report poor compliance from recruiting and placement agencies, saying the vessels are operating without proper documentation for the seafarers. Further, the Indian Authority reports that in many cases it has not received responses when approaching the respective flag state or port states for the vessels. Under the Maritime Labor Conventions, states have obligations when owners-operators abandon vessels within their registries. The cases being cited include non-payment of wages, lack of repatriation, and inhuman and unsafe working conditions. They also report that the vessels have been detained by port authorities and in some cases have been involved in cases of cheating and fraud. A total of 86 vessels have been identified in 2025 based on the gravity, recurrence, and enforcement challenges. The DGS reports show cause notices have been issued to several crewing agencies linked to the ships. The list of ships is varied both in type of vessel and flag. One name that immediately stands out is the product tanker Eagle S, which is at the center of the case in Finland, alleging the tanker intentionally dragged its anchor, damaging undersea cables. 3 crew members, including 1 Indian national, are currently on trial in Finland. Other vessels listed include general cargo ships, tankers, and a RoPax. The draft circular directs the recruiting and placement agencies to immediately stop recruiting or engaging Indian seafarers on the blacklisted vessels. Further, they are directed to arrange the prompt sign-off at the earliest possible port for the Indian crew members and their safe repatriation to India with wages, health, and welfare entitlements. The agencies are also required to provide reports within 14 days detailing the seafarers employed on the vessels. They are to detail their repatriation status and wages and any outstanding pay. Agencies that fail to complete the steps are threatened with suspension or cancellation of their licenses. The ITF called for new actions, warning in August that the rate of abandonment was seeing a disturbing surge in 2025. It reported having recorded 2,648 cases of seafarer abandonment across 259 vessels, compared to 3,133 seafarers abandoned in all of 2024. That was up 87% from 2023.